Shabbat Shalom, my friends. Well, I begin this posting with a shout out to Rick and to Wendy. I heard today that they use this posting every Friday evening as a prelude to their Shabbat Eve dinner. They listen to the posting, then they sit over the table and discuss Torah together. Shabbat Shalom, Wendy and Rick. Save some chicken soup for me. Well, there is no Chag Sameach. Not today. No Moadim L'Simcha. Just the pure joy of wishing each other Shabbat Shalom. Feel those words. Relax into them. Shabbat Shalom. Gone is the old year with its unbelievable, terrifying challenges. Gone is the old cycle of Torah readings. Moses has died, so it's time to start all over again, to hear the words Bereshit bara Elohim, as God began to create the world. A personal note. This Shabbat is precisely my Bar Mitzvah Shabbat. The Torah reading is the very first Sedra of the Torah, my Sedra. And the Haftarah reading acknowledges that Sunday is Rosh Chodesh, so that the Haftarah this Saturday is Machar Chodesh. A new month, the second month of the year, begins on Sunday. My Haftarah. The only difference is that the Hebrew calendar year now reads 5781, and originally, my Bar Mitzvah year, it read 5713. There's another obvious difference. My mind just can't get my body to believe that it's 13 again. That's just not going to happen. No. I'm a student. I've always been a student. And I've been very fortunate over the years, maybe even blessed. I have been uplifted time after time by master teachers who have been graced with exquisite scholarship and wisdom. In those brief interludes when I'm not in direct contact with such sources of insight and of learning, I have to admit to you, I actually feel emptied out, static, not fully alive. Well, I was a student at the Hebrew College, and for many years afterwards, Dr. Jacob Perachovsky of blessed memory nurtured me, trained me, inspired me, and there were others. Dr. David Hartman of blessed memory, while we lived in Jerusalem, was my Rebbe. Larger than life, wiser than anyone ought to be, honest in a way that discarded the dross of many theological debates. And periodically, he was wondrously irascible and outrageous. When David clapped me on the shoulder as he walked by during Shabbat morning services, I felt so very privileged. Rabbi Yitz Greenberg has been and continues to be a constant in my life. His is also unbelievable grace and dignity, as well as a storehouse of wisdom. When he guided us beyond the boundaries that separated one denomination of Jews from another, many others, we followed. When he wrote a book about the deepest meanings of the Jewish holy days, the calendar, my entire approach to the Jewish calendar changed. When more recently he began to speak about the new third age of Jewish history, the biblical age, the rabbinic age, and now the new age into which we are entering, I was forced to see my own work as a rabbi in a totally different way. So Yitz is my teacher for this week's posting. He starts by asking why, and that's a wonderful question. Many of the rabbinic commentators ask, why? Why bother starting the Torah with stories of creation? If the Torah is to be primarily a book of mitzvot, of laws, of halacha, okay, start with law. If the Torah is meant to be a sacred history of the Jewish people, okay, Start with Abraham, the first Jew. So starting with creation is a choice and not a literary device. We don't see the Jewish people at all in the early chapters of Genesis. We don't see a catalog of rules. We find God making a choice to create a universe into which human beings would be placed. In this interpretation, God doesn't just want Jews to be aware that we are here as an expression of the divine will. The story of creation speaks to every human being who will ever live. The text asserts that all of life exists because God has a purpose for all of us. We are not accidental byproducts of the Big Bang or any other deep understanding of the origins of the cosmos. Now, don't hear me wrong. Don't hear me saying that Greenberg attacks scientific achievements of cosmologists. No, far from it. He embraces science without hesitation, but he's asking us to open our souls to what Breshit is asserting about life itself. We, all of us, are a part of purpose and of intention and of meaning. There are values to life. There are goals embedded within existence. But only if we choose to acknowledge the existence of purpose, of intention, and of meaning. The creation story states that there is a creator, one creator, because all of existence is a unity. Look around. If all that you see is difference and diversity, if all that you see are divisions, walls, and barriers, then you are turning away from Breshit's meaning. Reminiscent of the core conceit of one of my favorite movies, The Matrix. The external is real, is quantifiable, is measurable. But there is more to existence than all that we can see and touch and smell and taste and hear. Breshit insists that we should sense reality differently. In Greenberg's words, by instructing us to see the world as a creation of the ultimate artist, the creator, the Torah guides humans to approach life and existence as we would a work of art. I love that. I love it. There is depth to life. There are dimensions to life. There are patterns of life and darkness, beauty and confusion to life. When we stand before a work of great art, we cannot but feel the urge to say, wow, wow. When we feel the healing power of human relationships, when we are touched by unexpected acts of human kindness, goodness, and love, when in the darkest of nights we sense light that is flowing toward us from untold, uncountable distances, in the presence of such art, can we not also feel wow welling up in our hearts? One more thing. If we can learn to stand in awe before the hidden interconnectedness of power and beauty and life itself, Greenberg asserts that Breshit wants us then to be open as well to see our world from the point of view of the infinite. Not that hard. This creation has moved from non-life to life, from non-animate to countless actions and interactions, from non-choice to choices, from chaos to the opportunities to create order out of chaos, from unfeeling to profound feeling. Though each of us will die, together we can choose life. Though each relationship of love is finite, love itself is eternal. So the story of creation calls upon us to live lives that strengthen order and not chaos, that treasures life above death, and that asks that we accept existence as possessing intention, purpose, and meaning. Thank you, Yitz, my teacher. That's it for today. Feel Shabbat. Allow its presence to touch our souls, and treasure the lessons of Breshit, of creation. Shabbat Shalom. Let's see each other next week.